Hello! Oh, look what I've got. Another little golden book, and it's called Little Red Riding Hood. Now, this story is being retold by Rebecca Heller and illustrated by Marsha Winborn. And as we know, golden books are out of New York. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, this is a very old book. My children used to have it when they were little, so sorry about the state of it. But a book is a book and you need to read. Once there was a little girl who lived with her mother in a house at the edge of the forest. The little girl always wore a red cloak and a hood that her grandmother had made for her. That's why everyone, including even her mother, called her Little Red Riding Hood. And there's the mother in the window, and there's Little Red Riding Hood. One day, Little Red Riding Hood's mother said to her, "Grandmother is not feeling well. I've packed a basket with fruit and cakes and honey. Will you take it to her?" "Yes, Mother," said Little Red Riding Hood. "Be careful going through the forest," said her mother, "and don't dawdle along the way. Grandmother is waiting for you." "Yes, Mother," said Little Red Riding Hood, and she took the basket and set off. There she goes. Little Red Riding Hood had gone but a short way into the forest when a great grey wolf stepped out from behind a tree. "Oh no!" "Good morning, Little Red Riding Hood," said the wolf. "Where are you going on this fine day?" "I'm going to see Grandmother on the other side of the forest," said Little Red Riding Hood. "She is ill, and I'm bringing her fruit and cakes and honey." That grey wolf, whoa. Little Red Riding Hood was very brave to even talk to him, don't you think? "Why not bring her some wildflowers as well?" said the wolf. "There are so many to pick from here in the forest." "I cannot stop," said Little Red Riding Hood. "Mother said I must not dawdle along the way." "Picking flowers is not dawdling," said the wolf. "Besides, a bunch of pretty flowers will cheer your grandmother and make her feel better." "Oh, perhaps you are right," said Little Red Riding Hood, and she put down the basket and began to pick wildflowers. Big mistake, don't you think? Meanwhile, the wolf slipped away and sped to the other side of the forest. When he came to the grandmother's cottage, he crept up to the door and knocked. "Who is it?" called Grandma. "It is I, Little Red Riding Hood," answered the wolf in a little high voice. "I have brought you fruit and cakes and honey." "Come in, dear," said Grandmother. "The door is open." Oh dear. He's a nasty wolf, isn't he? As soon as the wolf was inside, he bounded over to the bed and gobbled up Grandmother whole, leaving only her shawl and nightcap. He put on the nightcap and wrapped himself in the shawl. Then he crawled into bed to wait for Little Red Riding Hood. He's not a very nice wolf, is he? Oh dear. Before long, there was a knock at the door. "Who is it?" called the wolf in a high little voice. "It is I, Little Red Riding Hood," came the reply. "I've brought you fruit and cakes and honey and a bunch of pretty wildflowers to cheer you." "Come in," said the wolf. "The door is open." Oh, and then we can just spy there the wolf in bed. He's not very kind, is he? Little Red Riding Hood went in and stood for a moment in the doorway. "Oh, grandmother," she said, looking over at the bed, "what big ears you have!" "The better to hear you with, my dear," said the wolf. "Come closer." "Oh, grandmother," said Little Red Riding Hood, stepping into the room, "what big eyes you have!" "The better to see you with, my dear," said the wolf. "Come closer." Oh no, oh no. Oops, this book's so old the page is stuck. Little Red Riding Hood came closer. "Oh, grandmother," she exclaimed, "what big teeth you have!" "The better to eat you with," said the wolf, and he grabbed Little Red Riding Hood and gobbled her up whole. Then, feeling full and satisfied, the wolf lay down and fell asleep. Oh my goodness me. That is a nasty wolf, don't you think? But he's got a very full tummy. Now, it happened that a woodcutter was passing grandmother's cottage just then. He knew the old woman had been feeling poorly, and he decided to look in at her. There he is. When he saw the wolf snoring on the bed, he knew at once what had happened. "I have you at last, you devil," he said, and he slew the wolf with his axe. Goodness me. Then the woodcutter took the carving knife and very carefully slit open the wolf's belly. Out popped Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother, safe and whole, just as the wolf had swallowed them. "Oh, grandmother," cried Little Red Riding Hood, "how happy I am to see you!" "And I am happy to see you, child," said grandmother, giving Little Red Riding Hood a hug. Then Little Red Riding Hood, grandmother and the woodcutter sat down to feast on fruit and cakes and honey. They all lived happily from that day on, never to be troubled by the wicked wolf again. And we know that that's not a true story, don't we? It's just a tale. Until next time, my friends, ka kite.